When the batteries die, the satellites go dark, and your phone becomes nothing more than dead weight in your pack. What do you rely on to find your way? During World War II, before the luxury of global positioning systems and digital maps, soldiers, pilots and scouts moved through dense forests, bombed cities and blinding deserts using only the most basic tools of navigation. But here's the remarkable part. They had a trick, a simple field-tested compass method that still outperforms modern tech when everything else fails. This wasn't theory or guesswork. It was born in real battle conditions, refined by necessity and used to save lives. Today, that same method still works perfectly, whether you are deep in the wilderness or cut off during a disaster. Soldiers learned to navigate without relying on technology because their lives depended on it. During World War II, navigation wasn't just about direction. It was about survival. Getting lost behind enemy lines or in a blizzard could mean death, and soldiers couldn't afford to depend solely on issued gear that might break, freeze, or be confiscated. Compasses were essential, but even these small instruments weren't foolproof. They could lose polarity, become demagnetized, or be affected by nearby metal or vehicles. So, soldiers learned to confirm and maintain true bearings using what they called the field compass trick, a method that used natural indicators and magnetic behavior to ensure accuracy, even without a working compass. The principle was simple. Always verify your magnetic north by using nature and structure around you. World War II scouts learned to align themselves using the sun's position at different times of day, the growth patterns of trees, and even the shadow of a stick on the ground, all to confirm that their compass reading wasn't lying to them. They were taught never to trust a single tool entirely, but to build orientation through cross-checking, observation and practice. One of the most reliable World War II techniques for confirming direction was the shadow stick method. It was taught to soldiers in Arctic operations, desert patrols and resistance fighters alike because it could be performed anywhere, any time, using nothing but sunlight and patience. To use it, a soldier would plant a straight stick, roughly a foot long, vertically into the ground. He'd mark the tip of its shadow with a small stone or bullet casing. After about 15 minutes, as the sun moved, the shadow tip would shift. He'd mark that second position. Drawing a line between the 2 points gave him an east-west line. The first mark pointed west, the second east. From there, standing with west to the left and east to the right, he could face true north. This method required no compass, no gear, and yet could orient troops with remarkable accuracy. Soldiers who mastered it could verify their direction even when instruments were lost or damaged, and it worked across every environment from the Libyan dunes to the Russian steppe. Today, this same trick remains one of the most dependable ways to orient yourself if your GPS dies or your compass breaks. All you need is sunlight, a stick, and a few minutes of awareness. During the Pacific campaigns, when soldiers were cut off from supply drops or caught in night operations, another trick proved invaluable, a makeshift compass using a simple sewing needle. It required only a cup of water, a small piece of leaf, and a bit of friction. The needle would be rubbed repeatedly against cloth or hair in one direction, magnetizing it slightly. Then it would be laid gently on the leaf, floating on water. Within moments it would rotate, aligning itself north-south. This improvised compass, passed along by field manuals and survival instructors, saved countless men stranded without gear. It was precise enough to orient troops toward extraction zones or hidden supply caches. You can replicate this technique today in any outdoor situation. If your compass is lost or damaged, all you need is a metallic object, a sewing needle, a paperclip, or even a straightened safety pin. Rub it against your clothing for 30 to 60 seconds, then set it on a leaf in water. The Earth's magnetic field does the rest. It's slow but reliable, and in a survival situation, that's all that matters. Another core element of World War II field navigation was dead reckoning, the method of calculating your current position based on a known past location, your direction, and estimated travel distance. Pilots and paratroopers used it extensively, as did ground troops in forests or snow-covered terrain. The technique relied on discipline and constant observation. A soldier would mark his starting point, estimate his walking pace, say 100 steps per 100 meters, then track direction using his compass or natural landmarks. Every so often he'd check back to see how far he'd veered off course, adjusting as needed. It wasn't perfect, but it was systematic, a way to stay oriented even when every landmark looked the same. You can apply this same principle in modern hiking or emergency travel. Always start from a fixed point, your camp, a road, or a stream, and note your direction of travel using a compass or shadow method. Count your steps to estimate distance and keep a mental or even a written log of changes in direction. Even if visibility drops or your GPS cuts out, dead reckoning ensures you can retrace your steps or estimate where you'll end up. The greatest mistake of modern navigation is over-reliance on tools. The World War II generation understood something we've largely forgotten. Your greatest compass isn't in your hand, it's in your head. Every soldier trained to read the environment, the slope of land, the direction of clouds, the movement of moss or snowdrift, even how certain birds behaved before weather shifts. These small, constant observations formed a web of natural data that kept them oriented, even in chaos. Today, this awareness is what separates experienced outdoorsmen from casual campers. To rebuild it, practice observing your surroundings deliberately. Watch where the sun rises and sets each day from your home or campsite. Learn how shadows shift across different hours. Notice how wind patterns and vegetation respond to terrain. Over time, you'll find that you can sense direction and distance without ever pulling out a device. The compass trick wasn't about one method. It was about mindset. It trained soldiers to never depend on a single piece of gear, to confirm direction with their senses, and to stay oriented through discipline and skill. In an age when digital tools can fail with a dead battery or cloud cover, those same World War II lessons are more valuable than ever. Whether you're hiking in remote terrain, preparing for grid-down scenarios, or simply want to sharpen your fieldcraft, learn these methods and practice them regularly. They don't rely on technology, only on understanding. And understanding never loses signal. So, next time you head outdoors, take a page from the World War II field manual. Learn to trust your own senses, verify with nature, and carry the skill that guided soldiers through fog, storm, and war. Because when GPS fails, and it will, the old compass trick will still point you home. For more historical survival lessons and forgotten fieldcraft secrets, make sure to subscribe to Backyard Wisdom, share this video, and keep history's most practical knowledge alive for the next generation of survivalists.